going on, everybody? I got a new package today. This actually came in 2 boxes in one giant box, and it was stupid heavy. As you can see, it is the hulkbuster. And so, you know, I love the hulkbuster scene in Avengers 2. It's my favorite scene in the whole movie. Wanted a hulkbuster. Imaginarium Arts did a 1/4 version as well as King Art. However, they were just so big and expensive that it's cheaper to get an entire diorama from Iron Studios in 1/6 scale. And the 1/6 scale is also very massive, but it's much smaller. The 1/4 is like 3 feet, where this one's, 2 feet. So I decided to go with this one. And I really like Iron Studios, and so I thought, can't go wrong with this. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. Took me a while to decide to get this. It's been out for quite some time. Lots of videos online, however, none of them are in English. They're all in Portuguese, so you can't really understand anything. So I will be the first to do a English review. So this is one box that looks like more or less the head and part of the base. I'll need to put this to the side and get the other box because this does not have the core base. So I'll just set this on the ground and get the other box because it's too big to be in one box. I can already tell just opening that initial box that the detail and the battle damage and scuffing and weathering is fantastic. So I'm really excited to get this all set up here. I saw the King Arts hulkbuster. That was a clean version. And looks like there's something in here. I'll get that out after. I don't really like a clean version too much when it comes to hulkbuster because that battle was so hectic. I felt like any statue of that needs to be battle damaged. Imaginarium Arts is battle damaged. That one's sold out though, 500 ES, possible to get. That's going to spend a fortune. So this will do. Alrighty. So here's the bottom part of hulkbuster. Now this has tons of weathering and scratches. I'm going to set this over here because it looks like the base is at the bottom part. There we go. Finally get this base out. Ooh. So on the bottom it just says Avengers Age of Ultron hulkbuster. So I will go ahead and set this down and put this here. So this does take battery, so it would absolutely suck to have to put battery in later. So I'm just gonna do it right now. Always easier to get the batteries in immediately. So I'll set this over here, quickly get that in. Looks like it's 3 AAA. So I got some AAAs over here. I apologize if the video takes long, but can't really rush these things. Ah, shiz. AAA, not AA. No worries, I have AAA. So I do want to show you guys the light up feature on this, because I know it's like 22 light up points, which is pretty freaking epic when your typical Iron Man only has, you know, 2, 4, 5 light up features, maybe 5 or 6. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and put that there. Let's start out with the feet. As you can see, very big. Tons of scratches and weathering going on in this. All right, so it looks like, trying to figure out the best method to, all right, how does this go? All right, I believe it's like this. All right, certain it's like this. Boom. Oh man, I already turned on the light up feature. Where's the button to turn that bad boy off? Oh, here we go. All right, next let's put the upper body on. Here's the upper body, as you can see, massive. Freaking ginormous. Let's turn the light up feature on. Boom. Light up in the legs twice there, chest, eyes, both hands, both feet. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, this has light up all over the place. Freaking getting the styrofoam everywhere. Even in Hulkbuster's face. Get out of there. Got it on his hands. Freaking hate this styrofoam garbage. All right. Yeah, there's tons of weathering on his feet. That thing is just dirty. So this simply goes like that. This thing is beastly. Let me get the camera and show you guys from a distance. You know, there it is. That's my kitchen counter. It takes up almost the entire space. So let's go ahead and travel this bad boy downstairs into the statue room. Alrighty, everybody, I got hulkbuster set up here in a PAX. This is a 29-inch PAX. I am going to get a backdrop and ground drop similar to how the Avengers 1 set up. And so that will come probably within the next few months. It's currently in development from the same company that made that one. So it'll look really nice. So I can have a backdrop there, there, and there. And of course I am getting the Hulk, which will go right in front. So here is Hulkbuster. He is a beast. Look at him next to the other 1/6 scales. He is just towering over all of them. You know, he's bigger than 1/4 scale statues. You know, look at Iron Patriot and Captain America. This is a beast. So I do have the light up feature currently going. So you can just see that, how that works. Obviously, you know, you can see it in the hand, the face. Obviously, you're not going to see the back on the back of it, but it does have light up features, you know, right there and there. There's simply a button back here that you press to go ahead and do that. This hulkbuster has some of the best weathering of any statue I've honestly seen. It's really just incredible. You know, like look at the boot, completely different cover, like it's just been covered in mud. Tons of detail, like they literally just dumped this in mud. It's that realistic looking, you know, you can see him on the ground, you know, in this like gravelish area. You got here the wall that he is, you know, pounding on, which is optional, of course. Got these freaking styrofoam flakes just everywhere. Great pose, you know, like he's hitting this wall, about to punch with the other fist, foot stepping forward, the other one back. This thing is so much detail. You know, the weathering is insane. Iron Studios really just knocked this out of the park. There's scratches everywhere, scuff marks. You know, this is an intense battle between him and Hulk. You know, look at the hand. Tons of detail. Let me just show you my fist next to it so you can see the size, you know. Mine's a little bit bigger. I'm 6'4". Tons of weathering. Nice juicy paint job. You know, the gold, the red sticks out. You got the silver that looks very realistic. You know, look at the weathering there in the hand. You know, you'd almost think this thing is damaged, you know, like you just dropped the statue because it's so battle damaged. You know, scratches all over the place. Scuff marks. You know, like look at the helmet back there. Really big presence. You know, the presence is excellent. It's insane. Base looks great. You know, very detailed and realistic looking. You know, if you want a more affordable hulkbuster and you're into statues and not like, you know, the Hot Toys version, you know, I think this is the best statue option you got if you want to, you know, 1/6 scale. I mean, you got the Kota Bakua one, but, you know, that's a little smaller, you know, and hulkbuster's big, so you want to have a good representation of him. You know, and I mean, Hot Toys are cool and all, but I just hate posing them. They don't come with bases. And so, you know, I haven't seen, obviously, the Hot Toys hulkbuster in person. It looks great in pictures. And, you know, the options for display is just so many. But I'm a statue guy, not a Hot Toys guy. I have one Hot Toys or two Hot Toys, but I just hate displaying them. And they never look natural. So, you know, this is a little bit more than the Hot Toys, obviously. You know, that one's almost $900. This is a few $100 more, but I think it's well worth it to get it in, you know, heavy polystone statue form in a great pose with a great base. It's a diorama that, you know, connects with Hulk. Hulk will go right there. I'm hoping it fits at least. Goodness. You know, hulkbuster, he probably would look a little bit better if he was a little higher. But I mean, I guess it's not super important to see his face. So, you know, he does look great down here, so this is where I'll keep him just because he's so heavy. I don't know if I trust him on that display, especially with Hulk as well. That's just so heavy. I mean, he probably weighs 30 pounds at least. It was very heavy for me to lift him. He was as heavy as a Prime 1 statue. This thing is solid polystone. You know, it's not hollow by any means. Overall, I mean, I don't really see any defects. This is like a 10 out of 10 statue. The paint job, the weathering, the presence, the pose, the base. You know, it's freaking epic. I can't wait to get Hulk and then the backdrop. I think it'll make for an absolutely phenomenal display. You know, for my 1/6 Avengers 1 and 2 display. You know, this is just insane. So, really just, you know, brings out my collection for Marvel even more. I should have Hulk hopefully by next week, and then I can complete that display and then just get the backdrop. And then I'll be set. I may even get a Hulk bust poster to the right of the wall as well, because I do have a Hulk poster right there, as you can clearly see. So, you know, this item is still available. A bunch of eBay sellers have this price pretty high, like $1,900. That's way too much. You know, I got for $1,300 basically from an Amazon seller, and he still does have a few in stock. So if you're looking to buy this, I would search just Iron Studios hulkbuster on Amazon, message the guy, and he'll do it cheaper out. And I got this in 4 days from Italy. Super quick shipping, great customer service. Statue arrived in obviously one massive box with 2 boxes inside. Great statue. You know, if you're a fan of the hulkbuster and want a good statue and, you know, don't have space for the imaginary marks and you want a diorama, this is by far your best option. This has a phenomenal paint job and it's massive, great presence, and I'm happy with my purchase. So Hulk should be the next statue I should be getting. So I'll complete that diorama hopefully next week. Have a great day. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and comment below.